Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rugged red glare
Alrighty. Here we are with the Powder Puff. Powder Puffs are back here.
Yeah, several of them not being able to make the card tonight, but we still have 7 of them right now on track. As there was an 8th one that was in the pits, but they haven't made a lap yet. Not sure. We got technical difficulties there with the Cassidy Sunderland machine.
We do have still a couple of ladies that made their way out. There's our first night, week 1, Powder Puff winner. That's Jaden Swatsworth in that 9 machine. She is returning to try and pick up another feature win here tonight. There is Kaya Anderson in the 728. In the 53 machine, that is going to be Chloe Patton driving for Ryan Patton. Jess Adams in the Orvie Newcomb number 66. April Smeal, strong competitor there. Last time we had the Powder Puffs with us, so we'll see if she can maybe pick up a feature win here in that 13 machine. And there's the 157 of CJ Vickland. She had a couple strong moments there week 1. So a lot of the heavy hitters are back here tonight.
Right now, setting fast time be Riley Aaronsberger in the Blaze Harrison machine.
Yeah, in that number 8 on your screen right now, that is Riley Aaronsberger. Quick time right now. These ladies are looking. Oh, they're gonna spin into the mini oval.
That's a shortcut and a half right there.
How about it now? They're
wrong racetrack, ladies. Wrong racetrack.
They're driving around the Kern Mini, and they're gonna make their way back out to the racing surface. So Kern a little bit different. Actually, one of the more technical tracks on the sim. So, curious to see how these ladies get through here. But actually, I think they're doing better here than they were at Limeland. A little bit flatter. Maybe these cars not wanting to lose the handle as much. And I tell you what.
Yeah, they seem more stable on this racetrack a little bit. That or they practiced up. One of the two.
One of the two. But I know from experience this is a technical racetrack, so this is pretty impressive for the ladies here. I do believe we're already getting close to wrapping up our practice time, and we're going to keep this show rolling as they'll be ready to turn a qualifying lap to set their 25-lap feature here tonight at Kern. And there is the checkered flag. Riley Aaronsberger and Chloe Patton will find themselves in 3 and 4 on the berm. But now, they will look to make some laps here and see where they stack up. I do believe last time we had the Powder Puffs, I do believe it was April Smeal who went quick time, so.
This is the second of 5 races for the ladies this year. Hope to get a couple more ladies wanting to join in here throughout the season. I know my daughter was supposed to race tonight, but has a sick husband. So nobody to watch the baby. I guess that's the trials and tribulations of being a mother.
Had to hang up the helmet here tonight for motherhood, so you will have that. As we'll start to have some females make their way out and try and turn a couple laps. There's, like we said before, a winner. Week number 1, that's Jane Swatsworth. She gets a little sideways there off that corner. But right now, so far, quick time is April Smeal. Riley Aaronsberger second. Jane Swatsworth going to clock in third quick right now. Kaya Anderson is fourth. Followed by CJ Vickland. Oops, CJ Vickland jumps up to that 4th place position now. April Smeal looking like she might hold on to that pole. Once again, like we said, trouble for Cassidy Sunderland right now. Hasn't gotten that car out, I don't think, yet. As I do believe it looks like they have disconnected, so I'm not sure if we're going to see Cassidy Sunderland out here tonight. Might have had might have not had the car working to par.
Yeah, some problems before they even got out on the racetrack, which is just a shame to see that. But I guess I'll give her a try there in about 5 more weeks before we have our third powder puff race. See if they can make her back in action then.
But as it run down, I do believe everybody has qualified. So quick time again is going to be April Smeal in that 13 machine. Second going to be Riley Ahrensberger, who had a quick time in practice. Still not far off of that pole award right now. Excuse me. She sits in second. Third is last time we had the Powder Puffs feature winner. That's Jane Swatsworth. Then we have Chloe Patton, C.J. Vickland, Kaya Anderson, and Jess Adams are your 7 cars here tonight.
Actually, Tyler, right at the end of practice, before the last few seconds, Jaden Swatsworth was able to clock in the only sub 17-second practice up
Yes,
there at a
she was.
16.910. I saw that right before we clicked off. It was Riley up top until that point, but what a lap there for last feature winner.
I did not catch that. And like you said, that is quite the barn burner of a lap there. Excuse me. Feeling a little under the weather, but the past few days, we're still here.
We'll see if you can keep your voice all night long.
I'm going to try. Definitely could have been a worse day yesterday. I felt a lot worse than I did today, so hopefully I'll be able to keep it rolling for the most part. I'm glad to have you up in the booth to help me out here to start.
We'll help you out as much as needed there tonight.
Do we maybe want an advancement?
Yeah, we're down to under a minute to go. That's up to you. You can advance it if you want. I think everything's ready to go.
So we're going to advance to our 25-lap feature event here tonight. Couple of key people to keep an eye on, like we said. Everybody who was a heavy hitter come last time we had the Powder Puff are here. So we're still looking to have a great race here tonight. See if maybe we can keep a couple more green flag laps. From what I saw from practice, we might be able to make that happen. So
we did get ourselves a flagman down there for this week. Thanks to Nathan Brady for filling in and doing that. So
special thank you to
keep
Bad News.
Organized.
Special thank you to Bad News Brady. You'll see him later in the Pro Late Model Division. But on the pole this one, I'll start us off here. That's going to be the 13 machine going 2 for 2 for the pole award here in the Powder Puff Division. That'll be April Smeal. Outside of her in the number 8 machine, that is going to be Riley Ahrensberger driving for Blaze Harrison.
It's hard to... Looks like inside the second row will be your first week's feature winner to number 9, with Jaden Swatsworth. And I believe, I'm waiting.
We have some serious lagging back here from Chloe Patton and
Chloe Patton, I believe.
Anderson. Having a little, maybe taking a little slower here, but I think
well, it's green flag, we're
gonna
go.
Riley Ahrensberger gets a
CJ Vickland is actually the one starting in 4th.
And
no
we're
matter
gonna call
what.
that one back. We're gonna call that one back. There has been a yellow thrown. So that one's go. We already have Chloe Patton's around. Not sure if that was the cause of the caution or if that was a manual one. I do believe that was the cause of the caution. I do believe we have Chloe Patton going around. She just kind of got on the fuel there and around that car came, and Kai Anderson did catch a little bit. But like we said, no damage. We'll try and get them re-racked here, maybe get a little bit more of a proficient start here. I'm sure Bad News Brady's having a great time. Oh my. Thought they were going to bottle up into the 53 of Chloe Patton. She is on the bank currently.
Right. Well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 cars where they need to be. Let's see if we can get the rest of them up there.
Chloe gets the car facing in the right direction. Pace truck still on.
All right. So,
I think we're good.
and the pace car will duck off.
Okay, we're gonna have a single file restart. So April Spiel, Riley Ahrensberger, Jane Swatsworth, C.J. Vicklin, and Kai Anderson, Jess Adams. This is a little bit better start. We got most of the cars up on there. Chloe Patton trying to make her way to him as we get ready to turn them loose here. April Spiel looking for the green flag out of turn number 4.
Here we got it.
We got
It's
the green
green.
flag. We're green. April Spiel barrel off down in turns 1 and 2. Riley Ahrensberger behind her. Jane Swatsworth running in the 3rd place position. Now we're going to get him down the back straightaway. A little bit of green flag action here. April Spiel should take it right around the bottom side. Ahrensberger gets up to the berm, trying to get a big run off the corner. Here comes C.J. Vicklin. She's on the wall. They're running in 4th. Ahrensberger back up to the cushion. She'll bang the boards out off of turn number 2. Here comes Jane Swatsworth. She'll take advantage. She'll go to 2nd. Ahrensberger going to take a look to the inside. There's the right rear. Huge elbow. Ahrensberger trying to make a drive to the fence. Huge gain. Ahrensberger uses the wall like Ross Chastain. She'll close wholesale ground. There's the right rear in April Spiel. Ahrensberger's on a mission here tonight. She'll go to the lead with an aggressive move. Let's see if April Spiel or Jane Swansworth have something to say about that. Ahrensberger's got it crossed up across the racetrack. Watch out. Oh, we're wrecking upside down. Oh, no.
That is going to put her to the rear of the field.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Somebody needs to let that girl know there is a left side pedal in the bottom of that race car
Both
on the floorboards. And April Spill's still going. Not sure what's happening. They got to go around. I don't know.
I don't know.
Whew. That's just too much excitement, Tyler. Too much excitement.
That was quite the run there Riley had going on there. Had it all the way to the lead there with quite the run, and then just got it a little crossed up there, and unfortunately ended up on her side, but she's still going to be with us here. She will have to tail the field, but only 7 cars. She has quite the chance. I do believe week 1 she had quite a few times she drove up through the field. So we'll look to see that again. As I think they're trying to get them stacked the right way here, but I think we're having a little bit of confusion on where the pace car is. The pace truck's in the pits, so I'm not sure what's happening. We are definitely misconstrued here. We got April Spiel behind 4 cars. She is the leader. And we're green flags, so there must have been some iRacing difficulties, or because they all went to the back, and Jane Swansworth to the inside. She'll get the elbow to April Spiel. Back up front, we got Riley and Chloe Patton side by side. I don't even know who's leading this thing right now. To the inside, Riley Ahrensberger's up to 2nd. Kai Anderson somehow finds herself in the lead after that. So some iRacing, some problems gives Kai Anderson the advantage here. We got a yellow. Oval track specialist, caution flag. Chloe Patterson has hit the tow truck in the infield. Chloe Patterson has found the tow truck in the infield. Got in there behind April Spiel, lost the handle, and couldn't quite find the brake pedal. Hope nobody was in them porter potties. She found herself down there with the tow truck and porter potties, and that'll be another oval track specialties caution.
I'm not sure that, it looks like maybe Mr. Brady's going to get them lined up the way they need to be. As he might have had enough. He might have to be yelling down there right now. You know, these ladies get riled up.
I do believe we are going to get the proper cars on the front. So we have April Spiel, Jane Swansworth, the correct lineup. They're up front. Then we have Kaya Anderson. Then there's Riley Ahrensberger, C.J. Vicklin, Jess Adams. I have to say this. I do believe if we had damage, Jess Adams might have had a pretty good chance of winning both these features.
She definitely stays out of trouble and keeps her nose clean better than anybody out there. But
I do believe we're getting ready to turn them loose here out of turn number 4. April Spiel, Jane Swansworth, they're up on the point. Others are lagging back. We're green. So here's the race for the lead. Jane Swansworth and April Spiel, both back up front. Down the back straightaway into turns 1 and 2. Jane Swathworth trying to work that inside line. Try and maybe make up some ground on April Smeal. Right now, April Smeal trying to pull away. She catches the fence there that time. Here comes Jane Swathworth. Jane Swathworth will take a peek to the inside. Grab a handful of that mud down at the bottom of the racetrack. She's trying to take a peek to the inside down the back straightaway. Not yet. April Smeal running up a little bit higher. Here comes Jane Swathworth. She'll take a peek to the inside out of turn number 4 at the line. Jane Swathworth by half a cat's whisker. She's going to throw the slide jump down into turns 1 and 2. Jane Swathworth, your new leader. April Smeal, she'll cross her over. Down the back straightaway. Into the corner, caution flag. We're going to have an oval track specialist caution. It's Riley Ahrensberger's in the infield. I do believe that's going to be the cause. Gets a little crossed up down the straightaway. And then catches that little bit of slick. Gets sideways on Nakai and CJ Fickland also in the wall. So that'll bring out another oval track specialties caution. As they'll try and get them back up on the pace truck here. Jane Swathworth with a great move. She'll go to the lead. Worked around April Smeal on the bottom there. So Jane Swathworth trying to go 2 for 2 here with the powder puffs. April Smeal's trying to find a way around her like last time we had the powder puffs. Chloe Patton is up on these leaders right now, so she is in position to maybe make something happen. Kaya Anderson. Nakaya is gonna make her way up. Along with here comes Riley Ahrensberger and CJ Vickland. They're gonna try and make their way up as we get ready to take the green flag here. They'll pack them up here. Jane Swathworth looking for the green flag. April Smeal leaving quite a big gap here. We're going to get a green flag. We're green. Jane Swathworth, great restart over April Smeal. April Smeal driving down into the corner behind Jane. Off at turn number 2. Oh, Chloe Patton through the infield. She's going to try and hold on to it. She will. She'll get it back up on the racing surface. Good save by Chloe there. Out of turn number 4. April Smeal trying to get a little bit of a bite off the bottom as I saw Jane Swathworth catch the fence there. April Smeal trying to keep that car straight. Off the corner. Into turns 3 and 4.
We are coming up on halfway.
Coming up on halfway. Jane Swathworth's high. Here comes April Smeal. April Smeal not able to make it happen quite yet. She'll continue to try to run it. We have an oval track specialties caution. Riley Ahrensberger and Nakai Anderson around. That was just a collection. Looks like Chloe Patton gets out of shape. Gets Kaya Anderson around. Nowhere for Ahrensberger to go.
Tell you what, these restarts are pretty critical for these leaders. They're only getting about 2 to 3 laps of green after every caution. So I would think April Smeal is going to tuck in a little closer this time on this restart, because she's got to try to take advantage of any mistake that Swathworth might take.
Yeah, she's definitely going to try and bear down here on this restart. They've been the two that have been. This is your race here, so good thing we have a race up front here for the lead. We've got Jane Swathworth. She's the one behind the pace truck in that 9 machine, driving for Nick Anderson. Behind her, driving for Jonathan Smeal, is April Smeal. So they'll line up, nose to tail, pace truck off, so they're looking to go green. Chloe Patton behind them, CJ Vickland, Kaya Anderson, they're trying to make their way to the pace truck.
They're wrecking, getting to the pace truck.
Yeah, they're racing back there, going to the pace truck. As April Smeal maybe needs to close that gap up a little bit as we get ready to take the green flag. Out of turn number 4. Green, green, green. A little bit better start there for April Smeal. Let's see if she can close here in these final 10. Into turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Jane Swathworth took the lead here just a few laps ago. Here comes April Smeal. She'll look to the inside, right around the bottom. Catches a little bit of that grip, but Jane Swathworth has that outside momentum. April Smeal, she'll dive to the inside. Side by side for the lead off of turn number 2. Jane Swathworth feels the pressure. Half a car with the Jane on the outside. They'll still stay 2 by 2. Tire to tire out of turn number 4. Who's going to have the lead? Jane Swathworth by half a cat's whisker. Into turn number 1. These ladies are side by side. Jane Swathworth up on the cushion. April Smeal is catfishing on the bottom. Into turns 3 and 4. We've got a dandy with the ladies here out of turn number 4. Who has it? At the line. Can't call it. It's too close. April Smeal might have had it by half a cat's whisker that time. Out of turn number 2. Here comes Kai Anderson. She's got herself in a picture in pink 728. Jane Swansford trying to rip the lip here out of turn number 4. April Smeal catfishing on the bottom. Big run for Jane Swansford. She'll take the lead back. Back into turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Jane Swansford a little loose there that time, but not gonna be able to hold on to it. April Smeal now. Back to the bottom, trying to make that pass once again. We've got an oval track specialist caution. It's just as it was heating up. Oh,
ladies were putting on a good race right there.
What a show. I do believe that might be for Chloe Patton. Got a little loose there in front of the leaders. I tell you what, Kai Anderson and Riley Ahrensberger.
Yeah, the wild child, Riley Ahrensberger, getting up in there once again, all the way from the back, twice. So this could be interesting on these last
It looked like she started to slow the roll down a little bit and was starting to creep in there to your top 3. And now we've got them all nose to tail on the pace truck. CJ Vicklin behind them in the 157.
Got to give credit to those top 2 though, side by side for 7-8 laps there, Tyler. That was some good racing by the ladies.
That was some good racing there. April Smeal worked around her, and then I tell you what, Jane Swansford found that cushion and started to rip the lip there. I did see a little bit of a bumper there on under caution there from April Smeal, just trying to show her that she's there. We'll see what happens here. They're picking up the pace down the back straightaway. This is a crucial restart here out of turn number 4. Green flag. I do believe Jane's going to fire there. April Smeal, not a terrible restart. Can she capitalize? Is Jane going to try and protect here into turns 1 and 2? Laps are winding down. Here comes April Smeal. She'll show the nose into turns 3 and 4. Jane Swansford, she'll go back up to that cushion. Out of turn number 4, April Smeal trying to make the move. Contact with the wall. They're dead even at the line. We're within 6 laps to go off of turn number 2. The 9 machine of Jane Swansford on the outside. April Smeal in the 13. Side by side, lap traffic in front. Could this be the factor? Jane Swansford gets a little loose. Chloe Patton in front. We're going to take them 3 wide down into turns 1 and 2. Jane Swansford trying to cut down. She's going to clip the berm on the inside. April Smeal to the lead. Oval track specialist caution.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Whew.
Might have been
what a barn burner.
Riley Ahrensberger loses the handle once again, locks it down. Caution flag will come out. What a barn burner. I tell you what, this has been way more of a race than we had at Limaland. These ladies are
putting on a show, bud.
Keeping the excitement here at Kern. What a battle.
Looked like Chloe Patton was rolling in there as well. She is her first time behind the wheel that I know of in one of these races. I'm not sure what she's doing right now.
There's a little bit of door. I think trying to maybe get a lap back. Luckily, no damage, so there's no harm, no foul in that little bit. But now Jane Swansworth is on the attack. So, April Smeal, your leader. Then we have Jane Swansworth now on the attack. Kai Anderson was rolling in that pink 728. And Riley Ahrensberger behind them. So, it's not over. It is not over. And I think I'm losing my voice in the Powder Puff division here tonight.
Not good. Not good for the rest of the night. There's only, 4 laps to go?
Only 4 to go.
Be a barn burner.
Here we go. Jane Swansworth on the attack. April Smeal, your leader, out of turn number 4. We're going to turn the 4 bangers back up here. Here we go. Green flag. They'll fire off down. Kai Anderson gets a great restart in third. She might look under Jane here. April Smeal wide. Here comes Jane Swansworth. There's a tactical error from April Smeal. Here comes Jane Swansworth. Kai Anderson wins a piece of it too. April Smeal back to second. Jane Swansworth gets the opportunity. She'll go back to the lead. Can April Smeal spank the horse and get back to the lead? Jane Swansworth sideways off of turn 2. Here comes April Smeal. Has she composed herself to try and make a move here? Into turns 3 and 4. Jane Swansworth feels the pressure. Gets a little sideways here. Here comes April Smeal. 2 laps to go here for the Powder Puffs. Jane Swansworth sideways. April Smeal makes contact. She's going to hold on to it down to the infield. How does she hold on to it? Here comes April Smeal back on the attack. Smeal racing his eyes, white flag out of turn number 4. We got one more time to settle it. Riley Ahrensberger in third. Into turns 1 and 2. April Smeal sees a mistake. Here comes April Smeal. Jane Swansworth. Will she close the door? Into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Jane Swansworth high. April Smeal low. And at turn 4, it's going to be Jane Swansworth. Oh my gosh. What a battle. Oh my goodness. Woo.
I'll tell you what,
Oh
I got to
my
give
gosh.
April Smeal credit that she backed out of it there when it could have drove right through.
Ooh.
Jaden Swansworth there, she backed out, and some good clean racing between those two front two, I'll tell you.
Great clean
Really
race.
class act between the two of them. Class act between the two of them.
Class act leaning on each other across the line by half a cat's whisker. The checkered flag waves for Jane Swansworth to go back to back. April Smeal, second. Riley Ahrensberger barely nudges out Kaya Anderson at the line with another photo finish for third. So photo finish for first and second and third and fourth. Riley Ahrensberger takes home third. Kaya Anderson fourth. CJ Vickland and Chloe Patton, along with Jess Adams, is your finishing order. But oh my goodness, what a battle.
That was a really good race between them. That was they put on a great show. Congratulations to all the women. That was a good powder puff race right there.
That was quite the race. For those ladies right there. As I do believe down
All right,
up
well,
in the booth.
Yeah, we've got our feature winner up here 2 times in a row. Congratulations, Jaden Swansworth, on a barn burner of a race between you and April Smeal. What a race. You're able to come home a half a car length to the good. Congratulations. What do you have to say about that race?
Thanks. Well, the biggest thing was it kept switching to neutral in the turns, so that was really hard.
It was switching to neutral. Well, that would be hard.
Yes.
That would be very hard.
Yes, it was very hard.
You have to get that looked at on your weeks off. Get that transmission fixed in that 4-cylinder and to be back out here and try to make her 3 in a row.
Yeah, I'll get Nick to work on that.
I bet you will. I'll tell you what. You guys, you look like professionals out there. The way you and April went side by side for 7, 8 laps in a row with you on the outside and her on the bottom, and guys didn't even make contact there for at least 7, 8 laps straight. That was great racing. That was very professional and clean. And as a spectator, we appreciate that kind of racing.
Yeah, I kept hearing her, and I was trying not to go low to hit her. So.
Well, you guys put on a good show. Congratulations, and you are points leader going into the next race. But anybody you'd like to thank?
Nick. I'd like to thank Nick. He was very helpful.
He's just a helpful type of guy. Oh, yeah.
He's a very helpful guy.
What a kind soul.
What a kind soul, Nick Anderson.
Very kind.
And he will be put to work on the 9 machine for Jaden Swansworth here to get that tranny fixed. But
Yeah, he'll have to fix that.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations, and we're going to move on to I don't see our second place finisher up here, so we're going to move on to our third place finisher, which was Riley Ahrensberger. The Wild Child is what I called her. You were hammered down. Congratulations coming back up through the field at least 4 times to get third place.
Thank you.
Wow, the voice
most
don't match the gas
softest-
pedal.
no, it
I'm
does
telling
not.
you. That is the most soft-spoken hard charger I think I've ever talked to here up in the announcer's booth. But great job. Hope to see you back here our next Powder Puff event. And anybody you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank Blaze for letting me do this. It was definitely interesting.
Well, all right. Well, thank you, Blaze, for allowing her to do this, and we'll catch you back here next time in about 4 or 5 weeks. And guess
Congratulations.
that's it. Congratulations.
Congratulations on the run. And
Thank you.
alrighty.
Alrighty.
What a barn burner here tonight for the Powder Puff division. I tell you what, whenever we loaded into Kern, I will admit I was not expecting that to be the race we had on hand. But I tell you what, Kern did not disappoint tonight. And what
No,
a battle!
I think it put on a good show. I think it raced really well for these 4 cylinders, and we might just remember that for keeping this track on the card for any following races of in years to come.
Definitely. So I suppose we will re-rack them and get some late models to some staging area here.
Yep, time to go pro late racing.
With the HighLine Designz Pro late models, so we'll be seeing them here at Knoxville, which is a track you saw with the Supers earlier this year. But we will try and produce as good of a race as you just witnessed here coming up here shortly, Dad.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to top. I mean, they're side by side across the line. Couldn't be happier with that race there that the ladies put on. So can't wait for the next one.
We'll be back in just a few moments. Alrighty. Now we're back with some late models on screen.
Back to some pro late action in your HighLine Design Pro Lates.
Quick time right now. Bad News Brady in that 77 machine. Might have found a little something here early. We'll have to take a look here, but we've got 10 drivers signed up for tonight. Missing a couple due to light stuff, but one of our short races here tonight at Knoxville. 50 lapper. We've got Larry.
Yeah, if anybody's wondering, that's why we run Powder Puff nights is always on our shortest lap nights. That's kind of how we schedule that out to try to keep the night not going too late.
Action Jackson is on the board.
No way.
Action Jackson to the top of the board with a 17.574 in practice. Absolutely.
Now a 5.28.
5.28.
Topped it. He
Dave
topped it.
Riesinger to second with a 5.86. Holy man. I tell you what, 40 lapper here tonight. 40 lapper, not a lot of laps. These guys have to hold off some of these other cats. So, this is going to be...
Now Dave McGovern to the top.
Dave McGovern to the top of the board with a 17.522. These guys are under a blanket. All within the fives, all the way to fourth. That is impressive. Within thousandths of each other. Larry Hess a 10th. Dennis Harrison the third. 10th. Colton Joyner out just outside looking in. Jarvin Smill looking to make a lap now. But how about that for Action Jackson? Sitting second quick right now. Good lap for Dave McGovern. Like you said, he has stapled himself for right now as quick time in that 157. So maybe these bigger tracks look to be a little bit better luck for the 157. Knoxville, one of the biggest tracks on the sim here, big and flat. How about it?
Oh yeah, a lot of racetrack too. Track transitions a lot from top to bottom through the center. A lot of guys don't like this track. I'm one of the guys that happen to like the track. I think it's racy, especially once it starts to slick up. It's pretty hammered down right now. A little boring in your heat races because sometimes you're barely off the loud pedal at all, but it gets pretty fun after it starts to move around. We'll see how much it moves around here in this 40 laps.
Yeah, definitely. That's the thing with a track like this is it's one of them ones that I think in 40 laps not really going to move around a whole lot. I think track position in this pill draw is going to be a huge factor here because I think in 40 laps, like you said, this track is great. Really widens out after you start to put some laps on it, and of course this 15 minutes that these guys burn this track in is going to help. But like you said, 40 laps, this track really doesn't quite as transition as much as you might think, so that might help a guy, or maybe somebody will find something here 25 laps into the future. We'll have to see here.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a momentum based, and it's not one you want to make a mistake on because you can get freight trained here pretty quick if you get loose or whatever, hit the berm down on the bottom. But for the most part, like you said, pill draw is huge here. Clean air.
Clean air, definitely a huge thing for the Knoxville Raceway.
If you watch these guys out there right now, almost all of them running kind of in the same spot, and that is where the track will start to give way, and these guys will have to move around as they're burning off right in the main groove right now, so that will help as we go on here tonight, is that will definitely start to blow off as you already start to see it getting darker up above that, and it's still staying muddy on the bottom side.
Yeah, you're having that little bit of dark right through the middle, and that's starting to build the cushion and leave that mud on the very bottom. So you'll kind of see where that line goes from right around the middle, and then it'll kind of split. But usually that top side is pretty fast all the way until it isn't. So that's something that you're going to have to watch for the transition, but once you have that transition, it's going to be who can find it first, and can you really make that staple move to get around, you know, a lot of cars in front of you by being the first to find it.
This is one of those tracks, and it's like you just don't know when to pull the trigger and change your line. I've myself many times burnt myself by not wanting to change the line I was running, and pretty soon I'm getting passed by 2 or 3 cars in a different line, and you just don't know what to do for sure, you know. I think the last time we ran here, I led like 33 laps of that super late race, and then just wasn't where I needed to be after that. And quite a few of you guys went around me there, and I ended up finishing somewhere around 4th or 5th, but still a decent run, but just didn't know where to be. And sometimes being out front ain't where you want to be whenever this track's changed like this too.
Oh yeah, you don't have to remind me. I know leading the race at the end, you know, Michael Lake closed the gap on me there. You know, you don't realize what you're doing inside of the car while you're out there, and I moved high off the bottom for some reason to get around the lap car, never went back down. Just kind of thought maybe if I used the whole racetrack, I could keep them behind me, but that just let them catch me, and the rest is history. Great race to the line, but of course, did not end up with me in the back road powder coated victory lane.
Yeah, Lake has a lot of experience. He's smart that way, but just like you said, being out front, you can't. You know, we don't run mirrors. We don't have spotters. We don't know exactly where the next guy is running, and sometimes it can be an advantage. Sometimes the clean air is an advantage. It's just kind of a crapshoot.
Yeah, it's a little bit nicer whenever you have to work yourself to the lead. Then you kind of know where you're running good. And like you said, no mirrors. You don't know where that line transitions. And that guy in second, he's always searching for speed. He doesn't have anything to lose. So, and he has something to judge off of. So it's a big difference. And you know, unfortunately, last week didn't have the time to be able to really search there. Got an accident early, but you were able to, you know, really search and find some speed there late in that one. So that's just the difference between being you know, running behind, you know, the car in front of you and seeing where you can gain a little bit and you're losing.
No, it's such a fine line out here. Everybody's so good. I mean, we call the pro late division our intermediate or rookie late model class, but these guys have some really good drivers out here. It's more like a lot of these guys are right on the edge of being expert drivers. So it's you know, it's hard because you just can't make mistakes, and a little bit off on your setup, and you can be from 1st to 6th just by 1/10 of a second.
Definitely, and we are growing the super late model class this evening. I do believe with a couple new faces coming up here in a few races. So look forward.
Yeah, we added on 3 new guys, and hopefully they work out, and they're able to stay with us here for the rest of our time in the Instigator League. But we're definitely going to give them a shot. They had a test race, ran well. All guys are pretty fast. Been racing for a while, so we're going to give them a shot tonight. So the super late model field might be a little bit bigger tonight. We are down to just over 2 minutes left in this testing session. As it looks like Dave McGovern's definitely got to hold off with Action Jackson in a second with the 2 fastest times here in practice. So,
Dave racing in third. Good luck
yeah.
for him. Jonathan Smeal snuck into that 4th place position, and Nathan Brady wasn't here with us last week. Power plant issues got it off to the doctor though, and engine builder got it back to him pretty quick there, and they got it back, that car back up and running here for tonight at Knoxville. Definitely a place that you're going to want to have your new power plant in. This place probably pretty hard on engines, so hopefully that freshened up power plant will survive here tonight.
Yeah, he definitely will be testing it out here at this racetrack. You're not off the throttle very long.
If at all, with these, I do believe 358 engines inside of these Pro Elite models. So.
I'm sure these guys are all praying for a good pill draw, as it's going to make a big difference here with these guys tonight. I know I sure don't have no luck with pill draw. Unbelievable. Haven't started better than next to last all season in my heat race. So that's where my pill draws have been.
Yeah, maybe tonight will be the night for it.
I highly doubt it.
Jesus. We are now under a minute remaining before we get ready to line us up for some heat race action here at Sprint Car Capital of the World, Knoxville Raceway. Surprisingly, a great late model track too.
Yeah, I enjoy coming here. Like every year, you never know which tracks you're going to get voted in. As we do a new vote every year with all the drivers, and we find our 4 favorite racetracks that got voted, and that's the tracks we run. So apparently, I'm not the only one that likes this place since it got voted in.
Yeah, I mean, Knoxville is one of them places where I have a love-hate relationship. I think sometimes I feel like, man, am I fast? And then it's like, I love this place. And then it's one of them tracks where if you're fast, man, is it fun? If you're slow, man, is it just like you're done. You're just quit.
Yeah.
Because when you're not going fast, you can't find a way to try and get more speed out of it. It's just...
Tell you what it reminds you of, Tyler. It reminds you of going around Daytona by yourself.
Yes, it does.
If you're slow.
Out of the draft and just real car-dependent type of racetrack. But I tell you what, when that car is hooked up, you are loving every second of it. But I do believe I saw the sun get a little lower here, so we're going to get ready to put some cars on track. And I tell you what, looking at the front row, this could be interesting here. On the pull of this one, I'll start us off here in the 80J. Second quick in hot laps, that'll be Action Jackson out of Grampian, Pennsylvania. Outside him in the 46 machine, that's going to be Kirk Hess. Kirk Hess out of Clearfield, Pennsylvania, seems to strive in these slick conditions, so let's see if maybe he can see what he can do here tonight.
Inside your second row, your points leader out of Reynoldsville in the number 13 will be John Smeal. Outside of him, led the most laps this year, and a rookie in the 42H. He is out of Allegheny, New York. That is Dennis Harrison III.
And rounding out your field in the 116, feature win already on the year in that 1.6 machine. That's going to be Mike Anderson out of DuBois, Pennsylvania. So some pretty heavy hitters in this one. We've got Action Jackson had a great hot lap there, along with your points leader. And I do believe 2 feature wins on the year for John Smeal. And then you have another feature winner with the 116 of Mike Anderson, and a guy who, you know, really should have got it done at Lernerville and couldn't quite hold it on that fine line there in the closing laps, but is definitely in the hunt every week to get one done, and that is Dennis Harrison. So a stacked field here tonight, but leading them to the green, Action Jackson, Kirk Hess on his outside. So lights are off on the pace truck. We're looking to put fire under these 358 small block Chevys out of turn number 4. Here we go. Green, green, green. We'll fire them off down into turns 1 and 2. Action Jackson, Kirk Hess side by side into turns 1 and 2. Action Jackson, great run. He'll slip through the middle of turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Jonathan Spiel going to follow suit. He'll go to second. Now he's going to take a peek. Action Jackson, a little bit of a push there. Jonathan Spiel going to try and show the nose. Out of turn number 4, looking to lead lap number 1. Jonathan Spiel has him at the line. Action Jackson will move up. We're 3 wide here, getting into turns 1. Maybe a little bit of right side romance between the 116 and Kirk Hess. Still stay clean and green right now. Dennis Harrison falling back also. John Smeal, your leader. Action Jackson holding strong in second. He'll drive off the corner in second. Mike Anderson, that was close. That closed up. Kirk Hess, Mike Anderson, they'll stay clean and green. I tell you what, Action Jackson not letting the 13 machine go away. Good race for the lead right now. Here comes Kevin Jackson. He'll get the car turned off at turn number 4, trying to find a little speed on the 13 machine. Those top 2 are pulling away from third, 4th, and 5th. John Smeal leads. Action Jackson has a fast car trying to reel him in. He'll look to the inside into turns 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4. Jackson not letting him go away. Back into turns number 1. Action Jackson will look a little bit lower. He'll try and show the inside. Not that time. He'll slide up behind the 13 machine, lose a little bit of ground. Third place right now, Mike Anderson. Dennis Harrison has worked around the 46 machine. He'll go to fourth. Kirk Hess going to go back under fire, looking back for that position, though. Side by side out of that corner, a little bit of contact. They'll hold on to it. Back up at the front of the field. John Smeal leads over Action Jackson. Mike Anderson trying to stretch away from Dennis Harrison. Great run for Action Jackson right now, keeping up with your points leader. Running in that second place position here in heat race number 1, looking to have a great starting position. He'll drift up to the cushion, get a good run down the back straightaway. We've got 2 to go down the back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4. Jonathan Smeal. Can't make a mistake. Action Jackson has his eyes on the prize right now. Smeal Racing Designz white flag as they fire off into turns 1 and 2. Off the cushion, down the back straightaway. They'll look to enter turns 3 and 4. Action Jackson's got one more shot at it. He'll drive to the inside, but it's not going to be enough, but it's still going to be a great race. Jonathan Smeal will take heat race number 1 with the HighLine Designz Pro Late Model. Second goes to Action Jackson. Third will go to Mike Anderson. Dennis Harrison, 4th, and Kirk Hess rounds out your field in 5th.
Might be one of the best races I've ever seen Action Jackson run.
I'd have to agree. I would have to agree.
And your points leader, no slouch out front like that, and he was not able to pull away from Action Jackson, so I got to give him credit. He's come a long way.
It definitely looked like once he got his feet under him, it was Action Jackson was right there. So
yeah, absolutely. Good run for him. Mike Anderson was looking awful strong, too, as he wasn't letting them guys get away. Might even making up a little bit of ground as we're getting ready to go heat race number 2.
Alrighty, you want me to start? Go ahead, start us off.
Go ahead. I'll start us off here. Out of Hyde, Pennsylvania, and that 77. Our pole sitter for this one is Nathan Brady with his brand new power plant underneath the hood. Outside of him will be Colton Joyner out of DuBois in the 1 star.
Inside row number 2, hailing out of Clearfield, Pennsylvania. Now in that 98 machine, that's going to be Larry Hess out of Clearfield, Pennsylvania. Outside him in the 72 machine, good lap, was third quick in hot laps. That'll be Dave Riesinger. Dave Riesinger out of DuBois, Pennsylvania.
Second, our quick time in hot laps, rounding out the field to 157 out of Curwensville, will be Dave McGovern.
Yeah, definitely not the pill draw that Dave McGovern wanted to see here tonight. But he's going to have to try and claw his way out of that 5th place position, put himself in a good spot for the feature. Good momentum on the outside for Colton Joyner coming off that Lernerville win. Able to get it done there. So we'll see here. Nathan Brady, maybe a little bit more confidence with that new power plant under the hood. We're going to see what happens here as we get ready to turn them loose for HighLine Designz Pro Late Models. Heat race number 2. Looking to put the Thunder back here at Knoxville Speedway, looking for the green flag. Green, green, green. We're green into turns 1 and 2. Bad news, Brady going to get a good restart. He'll go to the lead here into turns 1 and 2. He catches that inside berm. That's going to lose a lot of ground. He's still going to be able to hold off that 1 star of Colton Joyner for right now, though. Larry Hess, big strive to the inside. He'll slide up. Not sure. There was definitely contact. 3 wide. That's going to close up quick. We're wrecking. Dave Riesinger's in the wall. Along with David McGovern, they make contact. 3 wide out of that corner. Nowhere for Riesinger to go. Joyner got pushed up the racetrack a little bit there from the 98 machine, and that closed that up as Joyner tried to collect himself. But I tell you what, Larry Hess, he wanted to get up to that cushion for a reason. Here it comes down the back straightaway. That car is rolling here tonight for the 98 machine. He's got that right rear on the cushion. He's trying to lick the stamp and send it out of turn number 4, looking to the outside. Oh, contact. Oh, chrome horn action down into turn number 1. Nathan Brady holds the lead. Larry Hess going to try and get his feet back under him. Colton Joyner might not have forgot that little bit of right side romance from the 98 machine. Larry Hess back up to the cushion. Both of those drivers are trying to spank the horse on the outside, trying to get that momentum rolling. Nathan Brady continues to run through the slick. Off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. They're closing the gap now that they've got their feet back under. Into turns 3 and 4. Here comes Larry Hess. Trying to come back to the post office to send that stamp just one more time. Into turns 1 and 2. Larry Hess to the berm. Out of turn number 2. Big run for the 98 machine. He'll pull alongside the 77. More contact into turn number 3. Nathan Brady's going to leave a lane this time. Out of turn number 4, Larry Hess going to go to the lead with a power move to the outside. Nathan Brady stays true in his line. Here comes Colton Joyner trying to grab a handful of that cushion for himself. Down the back straight, we've got 2 laps to go. Closing up, getting into that corner. Colton Joyner, Nathan Brady. That's what Larry Hess wanted to see, as he'll see that Smil Racing Designz white flag one more time around. Larry Hess leads into turns 1 and 2. Colton Joyner now fighting for second. Down the back straightaway, Nathan Brady leaves him a lane. Colton Joyner around the outside. Into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Out of turn number 4, Larry Hess with a battled race car. He'll win HighLine Designz Pro Late Heat Race number 2 over Colton Joyner, Nathan Brady, David McGovern, who was making up ground the whole race, and Dave Riesinger, who pulled it in. What a battle.
That was quite the battle. It showed there how this racetrack is when it's hammered down, is nobody wants to lift because you'll lose all your momentum and it'll cost you. And it's just hard to lift because it takes you a lap to get her wound up. And when you see a hole, you go for it. And sometimes this track races almost like a little quarter-mile bull ring.
That'll be the end of your warm-up action. Gave my voice a little breather there for 2 great heat races that we just saw there at Knoxville. Whew. These HighLine Designz Pro Late models do not disappoint. No matter what track we go to, they continue to produce great racing. And I tell you what, we were looking to go 4 for 4 tonight even with great racing, as we had the Powder Puffs start us off strong. But we're going to put the 4 cylinders away, and we're going to bring out the V8s here, as we've got late models on the grid here. Why don't you go ahead and start us off for feature action here, Dan?
All right, well, on your front row, your points leader, he's out of Reynoldsville, and the number 13, that'll be John Smil, and outside of him, out of Clearfield, Pennsylvania. And the number 98, we have Larry Hess.
Quick correction here. I do believe Jonathan Smil gonna have to drop to the back here due to the last 4 racetrack being a victory for him at Volusia, which I do believe is gonna put Action Jackson on the pole for this one.
Oh, man, you are correct. That goes back to the last series race. The winner of the specials doesn't matter, so Action Jackson, I am corrected, out of Granby, will be your pole sitter with 98 Larry Hess out of Clearfield outside pole.
Inside row number 2 now going to be the 116 of Mike Anderson out of DuBois, Pennsylvania. Outside of him, coming off a win at Lernerville, which does not count for him going to the back as it was a special, is Colton Joyner in the 1 star. Colton Joyner also out of DuBois, Pennsylvania.
Inside your 3rd row, out of Allegheny, New York, Dennis Harrison III in the 42H, and outside of him, out of Hyde, Pennsylvania, in the 77, we have Nathan Brady.
Out of Clearfield, Pennsylvania, in the 46 machine, that's going to be Kirk Hess. Outside him in the 157 will be David McGovern out of Curvensville, Pennsylvania.
And now rounding out your field, into 13, your points leader on the inside. Out of DuBois will be, out of Reynoldsville is John Smil, and outside of him, out of DuBois in the 72, Dave Riesinger.
Here we go. Action Jackson leading this field of cars to the green flag here at Knoxville. Looking for the green flag. We're green into turns 1 and 2. Good start for Action Jackson. He'll put her on the bottom side. He'll look to go to the lead here off of turn number 2. Larry Hess still trying to use that cushion. Down the back straightaway. Hess and Jackson. Here comes Action Jackson. He'll slide up the racetrack, kind of close that gap. Out of turn number 4. Here we go. Larry Hess leads that number 1 over Action Jackson. That outside line is moving and cruising for Larry Hess. Action Jackson not going away. He's trying to get his feet under him, trying to go to the lead. We're 3 wide behind them. Into turns 3 and 4. Action Jackson, he's found the bottom, looking for the lead out of turn 4. Not yet. Larry Hess, your leader. Action Jackson runs second. Action Jackson will now step up to that cushion. Down the back straightaway. Action Jackson in a position here tonight. One of his better positions ever here with the Instigators. He'll look back to the bottom side. Out of turn number 4. Colton Joyner trying to roll hard on that cushion. Also, he's running in third, trying to close the gap. Action Jackson trying to close that door on Colton Joyner right now. Larry Hess, your leader still. Larry Hess leads this one into turn number 3. Action Jackson runs second. Colton Joyner way up on the cushion in third. Nathan Brady runs fourth. Dennis Harrison the third, fifth. Back up at the front of the field. I think Action Jackson has the car to beat right now. He gets a good roll off of turn 2. He sticks a nose to the inside of the 98. Here comes a slide job. Into the corner. Will he leave him a lane? Out of turn number 4, he'll leave him a lane. Action Jackson takes the lead in the 80J. Now we might see a real slider here. He'll slide up the racetrack in front of the 98 machine. Action Jackson goes to the point here in the 80J. He's got him cleared into turns 3 and 4. Action Jackson, your leader. First time making a pass for the lead. Action Jackson leads him out of turn 4. Larry Hess back to second. Colton Joyner runs third. Nathan Brady in fourth. Dennis Harrison in fifth. All these cars starting to come together here. Colton Joyner now going to try and work on the outside of Larry Hess. Contact! Action Jackson with contact from 998 machine. He'll lose 3 spots into turns 1 and 2. Big calamity for Action Jackson and Larry Hess. They'll go from first and second to fourth and fifth. Can Action Jackson recover from that? So now Colton Joyner finds himself once again right place, right time. He's now your leader. A car running good right now. Nathan Brady, I talked to him earlier today, said he didn't want to be on the cushion, but here he is, spanking the horse right now on the outside. He's banging the boards on the outside behind Colton Joyner in the 1 star. Dennis Harrison running in third. Action Jackson trying to regroup that ground he lost. Great battle at the front of the field. These guys are absolutely blasting the outside right now. Nathan Brady, good run off of turn 2. Back into turns 3 and 4. Colton Joyner, your leader. He'll drift up to the cushion. Nathan Brady runs second. There's a little bit of a mistake from Colton Joyner. Nathan Brady will close. Action Jackson right back on the back bumper for third. He'll look to the inside. I tell you what, that 80J is on a rail here tonight. Trying to find a way around him now. Your leader, Colton Joyner. Nathan Brady on the hunt, looking to his inside. Out of turn 4, not yet. They'll still stay in a line. Dennis Harrison in third. Action Jackson trying to find a little speed out of line on the bottom. Nathan Brady looking now. He'll stay where he's at. Nathan Brady clearly enjoying that new power plant. I tell you what, he put it in. This is the farthest we've seen him up front so far this year. He is looking for a mistake. Gets a little tight on the cushion. Action Jackson tries the bottom. No harm, no foul. Slide back up to the cushion. Dennis Harrison in third. What a race up front here. Colton Joyner trying not to make a mistake. Nathan Brady trying to pounce out of turn 4. Can Brady make a move to the inside? Not yet. Dennis Harrison running third. These guys are being rather patient for a 40-lap affair here down the back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4. Colton Joyner, your leader, trying to be ever so smooth. Nathan Brady on that left rear quarter panel. Dennis Harrison behind him. These top 3 are under a blanket. We got to keep our eyes glued to the front of the field. Off of turn number 2, Nathan Brady still runs in second, trying to make something happen. These guys have not lost or gained in the past 10 laps. Kevin Jackson not out of the picture in fourth. Out of turn number 2, Nathan Brady likes to look to the inside. Could this be it? Could we see a slide job? He'll look to the inside, side by side for the lead now. Can Dennis Harrison make a move around him? He's going to try it. That gap's going to close. Door closed quick there. That was close. Right there between Nathan Brady and Dennis Harrison. Now Dennis Harrison goes on the attack. He looks to the inside now. Could we see a slide job? Not yet. Dennis Harrison will back it up. He'll run behind him. Action Jackson runs fourth. Jonathan Smeel is clawed from the back to fifth now. So Jonathan Smeal, he runs in 5th now. He's clawed his way up through. Larry Hess in 6th. David McGovern clawed to 7th now. We stay up front. Great battles all through the field here, but we got to stay up front. These guys are under a blanket. One mistake, and these guys all would be going for a ride, but I haven't seen one from any of them yet. There's a bobble. We're going to be 3 wide. 3 wide for the lead into turns 3 and 4. There's contact. Dennis Harrison. Nathan Brady. They get it collected. Action Jackson to 2nd with what a move. Oh, my goodness. Nathan Brady, Dennis Harrison were 3 wide with Colton Joyner getting into turn number 3. So now Action Jackson finds himself in 2nd. Action Jackson in 2nd now. Nathan Brady trying to make that ground back up. He'll try and go on the attack for Action Jackson. Dennis Harrison and Jonathan Smeal side by side behind him. Colton Joyner trying to tuck tail and run away. We are over halfway in this one. What a night for Action Jackson so far. A guy who's clawed from the back of the field all year, now running in 2nd, trying to get his first win. Continues to run in 2nd. Been with us since the start in that 80J, having a great run here tonight. Colton Joyner still leads him though, spanking the horse on the outside. Nathan Brady in the wall. He'll collect the wall. Little bit of right rear quarter panel damage for that 77. Could that be a factor? Dennis Harrison running in 4th. Jonathan Smeal behind him. This outside cushion is where you need to be right now. And Action Jackson is trying to find it. He might be gaining. Eyeball test says yes. Back into turns 1 and 2. Colton Joyner cannot make a mistake. That 80J is on the prowl right now. What a great day at work it'll be. You won't see Nathan Brady at lunch if Action Jackson can hold him off. Dennis Harrison on the outside. He runs in 4th. We're 3 wide for 3rd right now. Jonathan Smeal's dropped to that bottom line. Jonathan Smeal side by side for 4th right now. He might throw a Hail Mary into this corner. He'll slide up the racetrack. He's going to leave a lane for Nathan Brady to slip back by. But Smeal has found the bottom. What a race so far tonight. Dennis Harrison can't get around the 77 quite yet. But John Smeal from the tail to 3rd right now. Nathan Brady gets a little tight. Here comes Dennis Harrison for 4th. Back up front. Colton Joyner leads. Action Jackson after contact early after leading. Finds himself back in 2nd. Trying to get it done here tonight. Out of turn number 4. Colton Joyner leads. Laps winding down. Action Jackson runs 2nd. John Smeal 3rd. Here comes Dave McGovern to throw his hat in the ring. He now runs 6th, trying to get 5th from Nathan Brady. Into turn 3, 4. There's a huge door. Huge door from Dave McGovern onto Nathan Brady. He will boot him out of the way. Could we see a favor repaid here? Oh, look to the inside, but no harm, no foul. Back up at the front. Action Jackson runs 2nd. Jonathan Smeal trying to close. Closing ever so slightly. He'll look to the inside. Nothing quite yet. Could we see a slide job? Smeal gets the car turned off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Jackson trying to crowd him down. Back into turns 3 and 4. Action Jackson back up to that outside cushion. Smeal trying to find a way to roll through that middle a little better. He's on the inside now. Now we're going to see a slide job from John Smeal. He'll slide up across the racetrack. Jackson not able to challenge back, so he'll fall to 3rd. John Smeal in 2nd now. Does he have anything for Colton Joyner? Like we said, he's had that momentum from that win at Lernerville, and he's got a huge gap. With no oval track specialties caution, I'm not sure if he's going to have any competitors. John Smeal 2nd. Action Jackson with a great podium right now in 3rd. Smeal still runs 2nd. Dennis Harrison in 4th. David McGovern running 5th right now. Back up front. Colton Joyner, your leader. John Smeal running in 2nd. Trying to find a little bit of something coming from the tail. He's passed them all except for Colton Joyner. Action Jackson still runs 3rd. Dennis Harrison the 3rd. in fourth, along with David McGovern. They're coming in tow. They are catching the back of the 80J machine. Back into turns 3 and 4. The battle right now for your third place podium position. Action Jackson has it. Dennis Harrison wants it. He's going to try and go higher than the 80J. He'll grab a handful of the cushion. He'll cut down. Great run for Dennis Harrison. He's there to the inside. McGovern takes advantage. He'll go around both of them maybe. McGovern to that outside cushion, not going to make it happen. Jackson falls back to 5th. Still great run for him. McGovern might have the fastest car on the racetrack right now. Trying to get around for 3rd right now. Back up front. There's a little bit of a mistake there from the 1 star, but I don't think it's going to be enough. John Smeal having trouble reeling him in. Battle for 3rd right now. McGovern trying to go to 3rd. He'll look to the inside of Dennis Harrison. He'll grab a handful of that mud on the bottom down the back straightaway. McGovern trying to put himself on his first podium so far this year. Harrison in the wall. Here comes McGovern. Laps winding down. Colton Joyner still leads. He's been using that cushion all night. Banging the boards here at Knoxville. Smeal has drove to 2nd. Your battle for 3rd rages on. Action Jackson still runs in 5th in front of Kirk Hess and Nathan Brady. Down the back straightaway, we've got 2 laps to go. I don't know if John Smeal has enough time. Smeal Racing Designz white flag. One more time around to go back to back for Colton Joyner. Out of turn number 2, he'll rocket down the back straightaway with a huge gap over John Smeal. Into turns 3 and 4, he'll grab a handful of that cushion for one last time. Colton Joyner goes back to back into 1 star. Colton Joyner wins here at Knoxville. 2nd goes to Jonathan Smeal. 3rd to Dennis Harrison the 3rd. David McGovern 4th. Action Jackson, great run. He gets 6th as Kirk Hess got him at the line for 5th. Nathan Brady 7th. Dave Riesinger 8th. Mike Anderson 9th. What a battle of attrition.
That was a good race to watch. I was just kind of in awe. Watching how things changed and just seeing Kevin run up front like that after all these years was a good feeling. I'm sure he felt good about that. I mean, Colton Joyner 2 in a row. I don't know if that's how much that's going to help him in the points. Another top 2 for Jonathan Smeal. He is just rocking these point series though. As he come up through from the back. Good run for him. Just a good race overall. These guys put on a heck of a show.
Yeah, definitely what a battle. And great run for David McGovern also coming up from farther back in the field. He was up 4 spots from the 8th starting position. Kirk Hess was also up 4 spots. But, of course, your hard charger is going to end up being Jonathan Smeal. But he charged all the way to the front except for one driver, and he's in the booth here with us right now, Dad. Let's get a word with him.
Alrighty, Colton Joyner, 2 in a row. Congratulations, good run. You got out front there, and you just ran a extremely smooth race. Didn't make any mistakes. I just did what you had to do and come home with another victory.
I definitely made plenty of mistakes. It was pushing pretty tight towards the wall, quite a few laps. I hope you guys weren't showing those because they were pretty bad.
Well, you didn't make enough mistakes. Put it that way. Is Jonathan Smeal, he was able to work his way from the back up to 2nd. Good race there for a while. So to everybody's, a surprise run for Kevin Jackson as he was there on your tail for about the first half of the race, and his car kind of fell off. It's just it was a good race overall. You guys put on a heck of a show, and congratulations on another win.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the car was. I didn't think that I had a car even worth running tonight, as usual. But yeah, it ended up working out with a little bit of collision there at the starting there, and I got a little bit of lead there, and just took it from there.
Well, if I remember right there last week, you weren't the fastest in practice either, and the car really just comes to you there about halfway through, and it just seemed like kind of what happened tonight. There is like once it got out there in clean air, and some laps got on these tires, it just seems like your car seems to stabilize out pretty well there, and holds a good line, and just seems to come doesn't fall off as much as some of these other guys. So that's what it looks like up for the booth. I'm not sure behind the wheel what it's like, but that's what it looks like.
Yep, just try to drive it as fast as it can go, as long as it can go. So
Well, Colton, that's 2 in a row. Congratulations. We'll see you back here next week. Who would you like to thank?
I'd like to thank all the sponsors that put this on, HighLine Designs, and obviously you guys.
Well, we appreciate you two being part of this league, and we'll catch you next week.
Thanks.
John Smil keeps the streak alive and finishing first or second, coming from the back of the pack again, gets another podium, another second place, another points run for a championship run. Congratulations on a good run.
Yeah, these guys definitely made me work for it. This is one of those tracks that eventually it just ends up so topside dominant that I had to take peaks and throw sliders where I could, and just at that point hope and pray that that I clear it the way that I was intending to. I don't think I really got into anybody on any of those sliders, but I feel like it's some deja vu from last week at Lernerville. I think we had the same top 3 in the same order last week.
Yeah, definitely. You guys are filling the podium up here as of late, and you definitely the sliders that I saw, they were nice and clean and cleared. You did a good job timing them. And this is a big racetrack, big and flat, but it races sometimes like a bull ring because everybody's fighting for the same spot.
Yeah, it definitely was one. The bottom just didn't seem like it was there. I don't know if it went on a little further, if the top would have started to go away. You know, we'll have to see what happens next week. I'll just be glad to not have to start from the back next week.
Well, there you go. Anybody you'd like to thank here before we move on to Mr. Dennis?
Just the usual. Thank you guys for putting this together and for everyone that runs with us. Got to thank my wife yet again. She got second, I got second. So I'm telling her next time there's a powder puff race, she's got to win it so I can get that monkey off my back.
Well, there you go. All right, congratulations, John. And moving on here to Dennis Harrison III, another podium for a rookie. You're doing an excellent job. I mean, good runs week in and week out, and congratulations on another podium.
Thank you. Yeah, I accidentally got into Mike at first, and then I got into Brady a couple times. I didn't mean to do that, but tonight was kind of the first night that I just wasn't very happy with the car right out of the box, but it got better as we went on. So
Yeah, you'll have that sometimes. These guys, you tell them you're sorry and whatever, and most guys they've been in the opposite, in your shoes where they've got into people they didn't want to, and I didn't see no big wrecks, and it went green the entire time. Everybody was able to hold on to it, and this, like I said, this place is one of the biggest tracks on the circuit, and for some reason, it races like a little bull ring sometimes because everybody fights for that one spot. It's gets very dominant and one groove dominant for a while, and it gets tight, close racing, and there's some contact there here and there. But you guys were able to hold on to it. You were able to come home third. Who would you like to thank tonight?
my brother, my girlfriend, Riley, and my parents.
All right, Dennis. Well, congratulations. Like I said, you still got that win coming. You can tell you're running up front week in and week out. You're going to get that win, and we'll hope to see you back here next week.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Tyler, that pretty much wraps up our pro late race for the night, and I'll send it back off to you for our closing arguments.
Great race tonight, and I'll tell you what, just another quick shout out, Action Jackson. Great run tonight. You know, that was one of the only times I've seen him start up front and, hold his line and run great. Even coming over, I do believe some contact early from Larry Hess there. They both looked like fast cars, and then contact, and Larry Hess couldn't really recover. Action Jackson was able to recover quite nicely. So congratulations to him on a great run, and congratulations to the top 3 tonight. And just an ever so razor thin line here at Knoxville, just like Lernerville. Luckily, though, the mistakes are saved by the wall here. So, but either way, congratulations to these top three, and we'll get ready to go HighLine. Get rid of the HighLine Designz Pro Late models and go to the KDJ Etched Designz Big Block Modifieds here in just a second.
Yes, sir. As we're getting ready to go to more of a short track here, I think they're headed off to Cedar Lake, and we'll see y'all there.
See y'all there in just a few minutes. Alrighty. Oh, that's one way to come back. Byron Meeks and John Smith on the little right side roll. Alright, we got cars on track. There's the 7 machine of Cody Schultz in that new gray and purple wrap. John Spiel in the 9 machine out here tonight.
Right now, Cody Buck sits top of the leaderboard for speed and hot laps. Right behind him is Byron Meeks. Those two have been 2 of your fastest modifieds all year long.
They've had some serious. It's pretty much been a battle of attrition between them. Ryan Patton throwing his hat in the ring, and Earl Jackson had, but he was seemed to have decided not to come back to the Instigators League for now. I do believe he sold the car, like you said. So.
Yeah, and Orvis Newcomb's had some speed at times, and had that one race. He's led several races there, but just can't seem to hang on for the long run right now. So
looks like a new wrap on the 29B machine. That guy must have a lot of money in it. I'll tell you what, he comes here with a new wrap every week.
yeah, he pulls out of one of them double stackers down there in the infield. You know, he's one of those guys wearing deep pockets.
Definitely some deep pockets. But like you say, Cody Buck right now, Byron Weeks, Ryan Patton, Orvis Newcomb, Cody Schultz. Ryan Holman yet again, Probst making his way on to into the session. Cedar Lake definitely something that could be quite racy here. Those peg tires definitely bite back also, especially in an open hill long run. But can also be very
and this track moves up towards the wall quite a bit too, and that wall can bite you here pretty easily also.
Yeah, I was about to say, it could be something like we saw at Knoxville where that top cushion line is where you want to be. But we've also seen Cedar be quite a good place for some good racing. So let's see how this track winds out for him. And once again, only 40 laps, so this one's going to click off pretty quick, especially for a small track.
Yeah, for sure. These guys can turn laps in the 14 to 15 second range. So, yeah, we're looking at no cautions, 4 laps a minute. This race can be over in 10 minutes if there's no cautions. But being a small racetrack, not sure if we'll go Oval Track Specialties caution free, but we did her for 40 laps at Knoxville with the Pro Late, so we'll see what happens here tonight.
Definitely going to be an interesting one. But even with that bump down there in 1 and 2, Cedar Lake track known to make mistakes out of a driver, so definitely curious to see how this one goes. Ryan Holman is his 5th fastest. Now after doing a lap on the racetrack.
Holton Probst, first lap moves up to 4th quick. Good lap for him right out of the box. Track looks to have a lot of bite in it tonight. As you can see, that cushion up top there, them guys are hitting it. Looks like it's several inches deep. We'll see if that holds up throughout the race.
Definitely a lot of speed here for the Cedar Lake racetrack here tonight. These guys continue to blow it off a little bit. You start to see it getting into the corner. And that cushion, I see that this realistic weather really allows you to push that cushion a lot quicker, because I saw that cushion was a lot wider than now becoming even more of a fine line as we get more laps on it. You know, this realistic weather really throws in trouble.
Must have been some major problems with Jeremy Rialt as he tried to get in the powder puff race and had to back out. And I see he did not make it here to the modified race tonight. So maybe some hauler problems. I'm not sure. There was definitely some problems there in that team. As also I see Todd Bailey must be working. He's not here this evening. So a couple guys not able to make it, but still a decent field of cars here tonight.
Usually one of our heavier car classes, but not quite as many tonight, but we do have, like you said, a good enough field to have a great racer tonight at Cedar. Not a lot of laps, so those guys are going to be on the hammer from the get-go. That's something that becomes a part of a strategy here with these short races. You know, you start running past 40, 50 laps, you got to think, you know, I just got about 8 pounds, save my tires, and everybody's kind of on that same line. But you start looking towards, you know, these 40, 50 lappers. Do you start with 9, try and have them just a bit more? Do you start with 10, try to go a little quicker at the beginning? So that's definitely a strategy that these guys got to take into.
Oh, for sure. As you know, you can sometimes to get the edge, you just want to kind of throw caution to the wind. And you know, if you don't have a caution here and you start out with your car super fast and you get out front, you know, their laps wind down so fast that the guys that have a little more tire at the end don't have a chance to even get to you. So definitely a strategy involved. And also, you know, when you look at car count, we've had as many as almost 12 of these cars, and tonight we was 9. So the track's not going to, you know, a couple less cars. They ain't going to blow off quite as quick with less car count. So all this comes into the strategy for, you know, your setups and how you're going to run your feature race and what your setup's going to be. And you're always looking for an edge because everybody's so good. And so, you know, you get those guys up front that are 4 or 5 guys that are constantly battling each other, and all they need is a little edge over them other 3 or 4, and they can get their feature win.
Speaking of car counts, a driver not on the racetrack here tonight, but is in the stream watching his fellow competitors here, maybe taking some notes for next week, is Todd Bailey. So Todd Bailey is in the chat here tonight, watching from home. Didn't quite be able to get the car on the trailer and get to the track here tonight, but maybe taking some notes, watching, I guess you could say, on flow.
Yeah, watching on Flow Racing, and
just under 2 minutes now. 2 minutes until we get these cars fired up and in line for some heat races with these KDJ Designz Big Block Modifieds. See if Byron Hayes can continue to find himself in the backroom powder coating victory lane once again here at Cedar, or maybe we'll see a new face here tonight. We will have to see.
I don't think we've had anybody so far tonight actually visit the Elevated Outdoors hot pit.
Just to say, I think these guys have kept their cars clean and green, and we haven't had anybody in the hot pit. Of course, the only car I saw in the pits so far tonight was Dave Riesinger in his heat race. He was in the Elevated Outdoors hot pit work area, but as we could say, there's not really a lot of work to be done there, as you cannot rejoin. So, but past that, with the lack of oval track specialties cautions, we've kept the hot pit, the Elevated Outdoors hot pit, pretty clear.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, I hate saying that because last week I think we said the same thing, and then we went out super late. We showed what the oval track specialties cautions were all about.
Oh yeah, and don't worry, I was in the hot pit about every lap. So, I'm brought out the special wrap there last week and barrel rolled it 17 times down Lernerville's front straightaway and ended up in the catch fence. And luckily, crew thrashed on it over the week, and we got the body panel straightened out and got her back together. Figured we'd give we give the car one more last good look.
Well, I was glad to see you were okay after that wreck. That was pretty nasty one.
It might have it jarred me a little, but you know, I think you know, when the adrenaline's pumping the way the adrenaline was pumping there at that moment in time, I was okay.
I understand how that is.
Okay. Well, there's the checkered flag. I see the flag throwing the checkered flag. So we're getting ready to go
If
to
you
the
look-
race action.
If you look down in, I was watching John Spiel go around there, down in 1 and 2, you'll see a dark brown spot right in the middle of the racetrack, and I'm pretty sure that's right where that bump is. So don't forget about that bump in Cedar Lake. Everybody tries to avoid going in that corner, and that'll upset the car sometimes and cause some problems. So just keep that in mind
Yeah,
as
one
these
of the
guys roll
most-
through turns 1 and 2.
One of the most mistake-making things is that bump on the bottom of 1 and 2. Really, and I mean, you feel it in a late model, but I know you feel it in these modifieds. They're so more what feels like bound up when you drive them. So, really wonder how that's going to affect these guys. But we've got cars lined up on the racetrack here.
Yeah, we're getting them lined up as we're still waiting on your top 2 to get out there.
As they are rolling now. So, on the pole of this one, I'll start us off here for heat race number 1 with the KDJ Etched Design Big Block Modifieds. On the pole of this one, that's going to be your rookie 4th quick there, I do believe, in hot laps. Has been pretty fast here, learning and getting better every week in the 57C. That's going to be Colton Probes. Colton Probes, he is out of Clearfield, Pennsylvania in that 57C. Outside of him, out of Brockway, PA in the 53P. That'll be Ryan Patton.
Not at Clearfield, and that new wrap, purple and gray, and the number 7 will be Cody Schultz. And outside of him, in the number 1, out of Clearfield, we have Ryan Hallman.
And rounding out your field in the 43 machine, that's going to be Christopher Gormont. Christopher Gormont, he is out of State College, Pennsylvania. So, that is your field for KDJ Etched Designs heat race number 1 for the big block modifieds here at Cedar Lake. As we're going to get ready to turn them loose here, pace truck looking to duck off. Colton Probes leads them to the green flag, looking for the green. We're green out of turn number 4 into turn number 1. See how much that inside bumps, and Colton Probes, very veteran move, gets on the bottom and misses that bump, and here comes a huge run for Ryan Patton into turn number 3. That bottom side trying to work for Colton Probes right now, trying to go to the lead. They're side by side at the line. Probes leads him a lane. Back through the bottom. Patton all the way up to the cushion. He'll leave another lane. They're steady even down the straightaway. Bottom to top, very even right now. Out of turn number 4. Colton Probes leaving just a lane for Ryan Patton to try and sneak back by. Right now he leads, but Probes is right there. Into turn number 3. Ryan Patton trying to slide through the corner there a little bit. Probes turns it off at turn number 4. He'll cut it off. Patton now leads. So Ryan Patton, now your leader. He is absolutely tearing down the fence in that 53P. He'll lead now over Colton Probes in 2nd. 3rd right now, Cody Schultz running the bottom. Ryan Hallman runs 4th. Cody Schultz trying to get his feet under him, try and run down that 57C. Out of turn number 4, Ryan Patton, your leader. Colton Probes, good run in 2nd right now. Cody Schultz runs 3rd. Ryan Hallman decides now to try and tuck to the inside. Already now you see these cars on the racetrack getting slick, getting in a corner already here. As these guys try to battle that through the bottom side right now, which seems to be the fast way, except for Ryan Patton, who continues to pull that big slider line. And still see the Smeal Racing Designs white flag for heat race number 1. One more time around for Ryan Patton. As he's made himself quite a comfortable lead here. Might be his night in the 53P. He's got about a 1.5 second gap out of turn number 4. Ryan Patton takes home heat race number 1. 2nd place going to go to Colton Probes. 3rd, Cody Schultz. 4th, Ryan Hallman. And 5th, Christopher Gorman.
Well, that's kind of typical for Cedar Lake. Is it's usually pretty fast right around the center to the bottom of the racetrack. But Ryan Patton decided he'd step outside and he showed him where it's at in that heat race.
Excuse me. Yeah, he definitely.
All right, I'll lead us off on this one. On the pull out in the 25 out of Uniontown will be Byron Meeks outside of him. In the 29, be the 29B out of Phillipsburg will be Cody Buck.
Inside row number 2, that's going to be the 9 Machine rookie, John Smeal. John Smeal is out of DuBois, Pennsylvania. And outside of him, out of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, in the 66N, that's going to be Orvis Newcomb.
I just want to make a correction. Byron Meeks is in the 25M. So I didn't put the M in there. I apologize to him. I know some guys get a little upset when you don't put their letter in there. So
I'm a big letter
25.
guy.
Yeah, big letter guy.
Big
I have one
letter
myself. So I should know how they feel.
Big guy on the letters. So Byron Meeks, he'll get ready to turn heat race number 2. You're out of turn number 4. Here we go. Green flag there. They'll see the green flag wave in front of them there side by side. Some of your top 2 fiercest competitors on the front row in this one. Cody Buck grabs a handful of that cushion, but that bottom lane is ripping for Byron Meeks. He'll slide across the racetrack into turns 3 and 4. And Byron Meeks will now jump to the top side in 1 and 2. Cody Buck will follow suit. Orvis Newcomb runs third on that outside lane. Cody Buck runs second. Orvis Newcomb in third. They elect to run around the lip right now. Byron Meeks runs the top in 1 and 2. Seems to want to drop down to the bottom in 3 and 4. Right now that works for him. So he'll go back to the bottom in 3. Cody Buck trying to get a big run started here. He's in the wall. Cody Buck in the wall. Cody Buck, big mistake in the wall. That'll let Orvis Newcomb pounce to second. So now Orvis Newcomb going to try to go to work and try and run down that 25M machine. Now Orvis going to try and test out that little bit of a slider line that Byron Meeks has working for him right now. Meeks still leads. That outside berm ever so fast right now. Orvis Newcomb up there chasing it. Out of turn number 4, Byron Meeks leads. Orvis Newcomb, Cody Buck runs third. John Smeal right there behind him. Absolutely tearing down the fence in turns 1 and 2. Back into turn number 3. Out of turn 4. 2 laps to go for the 25M machine of Byron Meeks. Back up to the lip in turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Smeal Racing Designz white flag. One more time around for Byron Meeks. White flag in here. Into turns 1 and 2. Byron Meeks trying to wheel that 25M machine from Uniontown, Pennsylvania to heat race number 2. Victory with the KDJ Designz Big Lux. He'll do just that. Out of turn number 4. Byron Meeks wins heat race number 2. Second goes to Orvis Newcomb. Third to Cody Buck. Fourth to John Smeal. And if that shows
Byron
you...
Meeks, who's been your car to beat, I got to give Orvis Newcomb credit there, as he pretty much was able to keep him at bay at about 4 car lengths once he got into that second spot. So Orvis Newcomb has a good car here tonight too.
Which could be a big factor, because I do believe that Byron Meeks will be the car taking a trip to the end of the longest line here tonight.
That is correct, and that'll put Orvis Newcomb on the outside of that front row. So it'll be Patton and Newcomb there leading the field off. And Meeks is going to have to try to come up through in 40 laps, which could be hard to do.
Definitely could be hard. Could be hard to do. And Meeks has shown that he's been able to do that the past 2 weeks. But those have been a little bit longer races. Couple more laps for them drivers. So maybe this 40 lapper, maybe we could see a new victory. As you remember, Huset's. I do believe Cody Buck was the one to pick up that first feature win on our shortest race there to start. So.
Yeah, no, that was the one that got away from Patton.
Orvis Newcomb was behind him. Patton week 2 on a shorter lap race.
Yeah, so
the longer race is definitely what Byron seems to be more keen to so far this season, but maybe he'll make us eat our words here tonight if we see him here in Backroad Powder Coating Victory Lane. But he's going to have a tough 40 laps to make it happen, because he's got some heavy competitors here for this KDJ Etched Designz Big Block Modified race. If you want to start us off for the front row here, Dad.
All right, on your pole, Could it be his first win in the Instigators League in a 53P? Out of Brockway will be Ryan Patton, and outside of him, moving up from that second starting row to 66. Out of Punxsutawney, 66N, will be Orvis Newcomb.
Inside row number 2 in that 57C machine, that is going to be Colton Probes. Colton Probes out of Clearfield, Pennsylvania in that 57C. Outside of him in the 29B machine will be Cody Buck out of Phillipsburg, Pennsylvania.
Inside your third row, out of Clearfield, Pennsylvania, in the number 7 will be Cody Schultz, and outside of him, I do believe, should be the number 9. Out of DuBois, one of your rookies, John Smeal.
Inside row number 4, that is going to be the one machine of Ryan Hallman out of Clearfield, Pennsylvania. And behind him in the 43 machine, that's going to be Christopher Gormont out of State College.
And rounding out your field, 3-time winner in a row, out of Uniontown, your points leader in a 25M will be Byron Meeks. And we are green flag racing. No time wasted here at Cedar Lake.
Out of turn number 2, Orvis Newcomb trying to get that outside rolling here early. Patton trying to roll that bottom side like he's done so good so far this year, including Huset's. But now he's trying to get it done here at Cedar Lake. Colton Probes, he'll shoot through the middle, running in third right now, side by side with Cody Buck for that position. 2 by 2 right now. Schultz runs 5th. Right behind the 57C. Out of turn number 4, Orvis Newcomb, Ryan Patton still side by side. Newcomb all the way to the berm, sparks off the wall, down the back straightaway, huge run. Great side-by-side race. Newcomb is absolutely licking the stamp and sending it. He's spanking the horse, trying to go to the lead. Orvis Newcomb will have the lead that time out of turn number 2. Orvis Newcomb has him by half a cat's whisker. Still 2 by 2 for the lead. Cody Buck trying to make that outside work around Colton Probes. Cody Schultz still runs 5th. Already working lap number 5 in this one. Side by side for your lead. Buck on the outside. Probes on the inside for 3rd. Side by side for the lead still. Orvis Newcomb, Ryan Patton, both fighting for their first win here this season. And they are dead even. What a battle here stirring in this one. Out of turn number 4. Dead even, can't call it. These guys are so close at the line, I can't quite call it. Right now, they are wheel to wheel, Hoosier to Hoosier, out of turn number 4. Orvis Newcomb on the cushion, Patton on the bottom. Newcomb catches the wall, he'll hold on to it. Patton may be trying to scooch up the racetrack. He has him by a car length now after that little bit of contact with the wall. Buck is now cleared the 57C for 3rd. Down the front straightaway, Patton now has a slight advantage. Newcomb's got it rolling back up on the outside though. He's going to have that lane down the back straightaway. Hoosier to Hoosier into turn number 3. Out of turn number 4. So we work lap number 10 now. Side by side into turn number 1. These guys have been side by side since the drop of the green. Down the back straightaway. Orvis Newcomb running such a fine line, but he is using that cushion. He'll lead now into turn number 1. Newcomb back up to the cushion. Cody Buck trying to run it. Trying to run him down, but not making it happen quite yet. Newcomb to the lead. Orvis Newcomb, your leader. He's had trouble with the wall here earlier in the year. Can he keep it off the fence and get this one for Punxsutawney? Down the back straightaway. Newcomb now leads. Patton tried to go to that outside, but it didn't quite work yet. Patton back to the outside in 1 and 2 now. Maybe trying that bottom in 3 and 4, though. Newcomb stays high. He'll drive it back to the outside of turns 3 and 4. Newcomb off the cushion. He'll lead off of 4. We work lap 14. Orvis Newcomb, your leader. Ryan Patton runs 2nd. Cody Buck 3rd. Colton Probes, great run in 4th right now. Byron Meeks up to 5th here. Back to the front. Orvis Newcomb in the 66N continues the lead. Trying to flirt with disaster on the outside right now. Ryan Patton slowly but surely maybe starting to let Newcomb stretch it out. Good lap there. Good turn there for Ryan Patton, though. He'll gain a little bit. Back up into turns 1 and 2. Patton up on the cushion. Buck trying to find something in the middle of the racetrack. This track has really started to slick off in the middle of 3 and 4. Could that be a factor? They'll continue to bang the boards off of turn number 2. Ryan Patton runs second, trying to run down Orvis Newcomb, your leader. Patton all the way to the bottom. Cody Buck still in frame behind him in third. That's your podium. No oval track specialty cautions just yet. This race clicking off quick as we work lap 18 right now. Orvis Newcomb, ever so perfect right now. Has not made a mistake in that 66N. He can't, though. Such a razor-thin line. Here comes Cody Buck under attack. Cody Buck now attacking for the second place position on Ryan Patton. He'll look to the inside. Into turns 1 and 2. Can we see a slide job? Patton up to the cushion. Buck will leave him a lane off of turn number 2, side by side. Now can we see a slider? Buck leaves him a lane once again. Good, clean racing. Off of turn number 4. There's still wheel to wheel. Oval track specialties caution. Not sure. Colton Probe's slow. Probes got into the back of the 25M machine. Ooh. Looks like Meeks was able to make a move under the 57C for the 4th place position, and maybe looks like maybe a attempt at a crossover from the 57C and just misjudged it a little bit there. Running good here tonight once again, trying to test the waters, misjudged their got into the back of the 25M. Got him a little sideways, kept it straight, but the caution does come out.
Good save by Meeks as well. He got a little help to get straightened back around. As that was, hopefully it doesn't get damage to the 25.
If anything, I don't think Meeks is going to be too unappreciative as it puts him back in the hunt here now, so to speak. So Orvis Newcomb, your leader. Cody Buck looking like he's going to choose that inside line over Ryan Patton.
One guy that didn't want to see that is Orvis Newcomb, because he had her stretched out to about a 10-car length lead there before that caution come out.
Yeah, he was definitely starting to turn the wick up here, but he's going to try and turn it right back up as we take the green flag. Hold fire off at turn number 4. Newcomb will roll onto that outside cushion into turns 1 and 2. Out of turn number 4, no challenge yet. Buck and Patton still side by side. Meeks is still on that outside cushion now. He's back in the picture. We are just a little bit over halfway, and Meeks has now thrown his hat in the ring on the back end of the 53P machine. But they're side by side in front of him. Where can Meeks go? He'll drive up to the cushion behind Patton. Buck and Patton side by side. Newcomb not under any pressure right now. He'll continue to try and run that perfect line. Meeks trying to find a way around him. Still side by side in front of Byron Meeks. Buck on the bottom. Patton on the outside. Patton clips the wall there. No harm, no foul. Now Patton trying to stretch that lead for second. He'll get it off of turn number 4, but Buck's going to take that spot away. Meeks to the bottom. 3 wide for second out of turn number 4. Meeks now battles on the bottom for your 3rd place podium position. Meeks trying to find that bottom lane. Buck around the outside. He'll slide up the racetrack, give way to the 25M machine. Now Patton turning up the wick though. He's trying to run down the 66N. Newcomb sparks off the wall. Patton trying to find a way to gain a little bit of ground. Meeks, he'll catch the concrete there. He'll get it back straight. He runs 4th right now. Buck in 3rd. Ryan Patton, he's been so close to a feature win, still runs 2nd right now. Orvis Newcomb trying to pick up his 1st of the season. Has had some bad luck, but right now in the catbird seat. Newcomb back to the cushion in 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2. The 66N leads the field over the 53P. Ryan Patton in 2nd. Cody Buck now on the back bumper of him. Byron Meeks starting to lose a little bit of ground. Might not be the night for him. Into turns 3. Right under 10 to go. Orvis Newcomb. He's been ever so perfect for 30 laps. Can he keep it up? He continues to rip the lip. But I tell you what, he's not running away like he was earlier. Ryan Patton looking for any little mistake. Cody Buck right on his heels. Byron Meeks has reeled him back in. Out of turn number 2. We work lap 32. Orvis Newcomb, your leader. Oh, he's right up on the berm there. Sparks flying. He'll hold on to it. Now has a little breathing room. About 3 car lengths from Ryan Patton. But Patton is trying to close that gap. Any little mistake could be the difference. Patton grabs a little bit of concrete. No harm, no foul. Do the nerves begin to set in for Orvis Newcomb? Into turns 3 and 4. Newcomb on the cushion. Everybody.
It's been years, Tyler.
It's been years. It has been years since we've seen Orvis Newcomb in victory lane. Trying to go to back road powder coating victory lane in the 66N. Won a lot of features back in the day. Ran Super last year. Did not find himself in a win. But right now, he's trying to put himself back at the top of his game. Orvis Newcomb, your leader. Sparks off the walls. Running that outside cushion of perfection. Ryan Patton within striking distance if there's a mistake. Down the back straightaway. Ryan Patton, Cody Buck in the wins waiting for a mistake. But they've got to see one out of Orvis Newcomb, and right now Orvis doesn't plan on it. Out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Byron Meeks has lost ground. He runs 4th right now. Patton and Buck preying on a mistake. Orvis Newcomb feeling the nerves. Tiptoeing on the cushion. 2 laps to go. Into turn number 3. Smeo Racing Designz. White flag. One more time around for Orvis Newcomb. Into turns 1 and 2 for the final time. Lap traffic not going to be a factor in front of him. Into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Back to victory lane goes Orvis Newcomb with the KDJ Exercise Big Run. Second goes to Ryan Patton by a cat's whisker over Cody Buck. 4th place.
A good run by Orvis Newcomb.
Byron Meeks 4th. Colton Probes gets 6th. Cody Schultz got 5th. 7th, John Smeo, Christopher Gormont, and Ryan Hallman. But back to victory lane in back road powder coating victory lane at that. Orvis Newcomb takes the checkered flag here tonight.
What a run by Orvis Newcomb. It's been several years since he's been into victory lane, and now he finds himself into the back road powder coating victory lane in the modified division. Pretty much a flawless race, so be excited to talk to Orvis up here in the booth. He's had a tough go of it for a couple years. It's good to see him have a good run.
Definitely great to see for Orvis Newcomb. Thought he had a chance week 1, and tonight was just his night. Great battle with Patton early in that one. Ran side by side and eventually was able to take the lead. And up in the booth here with us, take it away, Dad. Let's get a word with him here tonight.
Well, let's have a round of applause. Let's hear it for Orvis Newcomb in the back road powder coating victory lane. Congratulations, Orvis. It's been several years since you've been in victory lane, and tonight you were flawless, and you ran a perfect race, and you find yourself here back in victory lane.
Oh man, it feels good to be back in here. I mean,
So
I know
run
this
the-
is just... Go ahead.
I just say run that race through for us, Orvis. How was the nerves? How was the race? The car looked good. Just tell us a little bit about your race.
I mean, I had a good car. It was definitely really good on the top. I didn't know how it was going to heat up between me and Ryan, and for first and second there for a while. We ran a really good race for I don't know how many laps, and just got better and better as it seemed like it went on. Tiptoeing around 3 and 4 on the outside, it got a little sketchy here and there, but other than that, it felt really good.
Well, Orvis said, was it like the big cars where you got a little bit of the jitters there towards the end of that? No, it was coming down to the wire, and you had it in your hands just as long as you didn't mess up.
Yeah, for sure. Like this, I kept telling myself to calm down, 3 and 4, so I didn't get up into the wall because it's very easily done. Just kind of
Yeah, and
kept my
you
cool.
made, yeah, you did a great job. You made that point about how you and Orvis, or you and Ryan Patton there had that run side by side. I think you guys went side by side for over 10 laps straight, never touched. It was a great race between you two, a lot of respect between you two, and you were able to get her rolling enough to take that lead and never look back.
Yeah, for sure. I want to say the good job to Ryan. That was a really fun race beginning. Definitely fun racing close, door to door, wheel to wheel like that.
Well, I know you have a lot of fans out there that are happy to see you get back to victory lane there, and I just want to say congratulations from me too. And I just want to know who all you want to thank here as you're up here and on the podium for your first win here since I think maybe 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I want to first off thank you guys for putting the league on, and everyone that helps out. I know I do some too, but the rest of the administrative team. I want to thank my girlfriend and Jess and my family for putting up with me.
well, we really appreciate everything you do for League Two, Orvis, and I appreciate you being part of this since the dawn of it. You've been part of it since your original 8, and glad to see you come up on victory lane tonight. And we'll see you back here next week.
Gonna hope so. It's gonna be hard though.
All right, bittersweet Ryan Patton, second place, great race. What a race between you and Orvis. You know, I know you're searching for your first one. You want that, but what would it take to get you one spot better?
Should have threw a slider early. That's probably before the bottom completely went away. Being on top, I mean, I don't think there was anything else in the track anywhere.
Yeah, that's sometimes Cedar Lake does that. It just keeps moving up and up, and it just gets to be top dominant there. And Orvis played it perfectly, but you had a good car there at the beginning. You guys were able to run side by side for several laps. That had to be fun. Anybody you'd like to thank?
You guys, my family, for letting me do this every Tuesday.
Well, we thank you for everything you do too. You're part of the administration team. You've been a part of this for several years now, and I know you got a win coming. You just keep racking off these top threes, and the win's going to come your way.
Groundhog's Day, every Tuesday.
It might be. It might be. All right, moving on back to our third place finisher, Cody Buck. Another strong run. I got into the wall early, was able to recover and get back to that third spot. So pretty good for getting into the wall and being able to recover and get up here on this podium.
Yeah, I felt real good. I found the middle there a little bit, and it just went away real quick, and I had to go back to the top because there's nothing anywhere.
Yeah, Cedar Lake has that effect sometimes. I mean, you never know where it's going to be. A lot of times it's at the top, but once in a while, the middle and the bottom will come back in for a little bit, and you have an opportunity, and then it'll go away. So that's kind of typical for here, but good recovery, good third place. Keeps you in a points battle as you finished ahead of you three finished ahead of your points leader, so that helps out in the points. And I just want to know who you'd like to thank tonight. And
You guys for putting this on every Tuesday, and my wife and my kids for sitting there watching me race.
All right, Cody. Well, congratulations on another podium finish, and we'll see you back next week.
Thank you.
All right, Tyler, that's pretty much going to wrap it up. Let's see who is our Orvis, our Newcomb Automotive hard charger of the race.
Cody Buck up 3 spots. Orvis Newcomb up. Well, he started second. Or started second.
Byron Meeks had to start in the rear, so I'm guessing he's probably
definitely going to be the Newcomb Automotive hard charger from the tail.
All right. Well, Byron Meeks will get you the Newcomb hard charger
with a 5 position gain, I do believe.
And that will conclude our big block session for tonight, and we're gonna move on. I'm gonna go grab the old suit, and we're gonna get ready to go super late model racing.
Yeah, we will be right back here with some super late model action and an extra 10 laps distance-wise at the Volusia Speedway Park. So catch us there in just a moment.